if I understood correctly,
Mm-hmm.
all you did was do a bunch of lunch and learns or videos. Yeah, whenever you
Mm-hmm.
want to have a client, fine, right? And in the beginning, you always want a client, so you're always doing a video, but you cap it at 15 minutes. You don't get heartbroken if nobody likes your stuff. But after doing it for what, a month, 2, 3 months, you've got so much Yoni time and so much Yoni content that people start watching it. They're like, that's the guy that ain't gonna screw me on the internet. I
Mm-hmm.
like this stuff. Let's talk about you doing the thing you mentioned in the video, but for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they could have done it themselves too. There's like, you're probably better at it.
Yeah.
And the cool part about the lunch and learns, the 30-minute interviews or the 45-minute talks, is that you can send it. So you can go on Fiverr or Upwork and send it to somebody, and make a little template on Canva,
Yep.
and you all of a sudden have like 15 posts that you can tag that other people in.
Yeah.
So like I now have 15 chances over the next 3 months to get exposed to this person's network who I just interviewed. 15 chances. So I like those numbers.
And that's without being sleazy or scammy or buy my stuff. It's downtime. You're like, hey, here's this video I think you'll like. Go take a look.
Right. The only time I ever made a post in the last 4 years to buy my stuff was a couple months ago when I wrote, I'm looking for 5 businesses who want like X more clients on my Facebook, because everyone was doing it. I was like, okay, I'll try.
See what happens.
I ended up, but because I had established that trust over the course of a year and a half, like people were like, okay, like I'll give it a shot.
You're like, all right then.
Yeah. So again, the it's not sleazy if you combine it with real value that you add for people's lives. Like there are businesses that do very well. Like I'm sure that no matter what city that you live in, there are like printer repair businesses,
Yep.
okay, that sign huge contracts. I'm just making this up, but they're like printer that sign huge contracts, $100,000 contracts, $50,000 contracts for 5 years, who don't have a Facebook pixel on their site.
Correct.
So like, if you could just also go on these sites of companies, like if you live in a random state or like Oklahoma or something, and you could see what businesses dominate Oklahoma City, and just go on their websites and then you can instead of reaching out to them cold, you can create content and then maybe send it to somebody on LinkedIn, or send to somebody, be like, hey, like I noticed you didn't have a Facebook pixel. I just made this really great piece of content. If you need, I'll like put it on for you.
Yeah.
Like no selling, no nothing. So like if you want to stick with cold outreach, or if you don't have that network of people and you want to do that, if you just do that with value, then it works too. So I have people calling me all the time asking me questions who can't afford me, and I help them, right? I just signed the big deal that I signed right now. How did I get it?
The $50K for 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
How did I get that deal?
Yeah.
There was this organization, this nonprofit that like I really loved, and I participated in some volunteering for them. I was part of like one of their programs, and I ended up talking to the founder.
Yep.
And I was giving her all this marketing advice and telling her what I think she should do and how she should do outreach, and how the English website and the Hebrew website, and like how she should run ads and who she should target, and then what she should put in the ads. Like, and all I did was use the 5 things you need in a Facebook ad type of thing. Yep. So I was just like, that's my roadmap. Right. So like, you just need 5 things. And I do that same thing for the email. If you're writing a piece, how do I write emails? I don't know how to write emails. I just make sure that all 5 things are in those emails. Like calling out your audience, doing pain point their hopes and dreams. And I don't want to, and then going like then the promise, and then scarcity, and then next steps. And like, that's what I do. So I was helping her a lot. And again, totally for free. And it turns out, again, this is just by being a good person and being totally lucky, but it turns out that her dad runs a tech company that makes $10 million a year. So when her dad was like at the dinner table saying, like they had like a family meeting, like, okay, we're looking for X and Y, she's like, oh, I know the perfect person.
Yeah. Because
of the strategic partnerships that I made, I was just giving away information, giving away stuff, giving away your value, because the ROI of being a good person. Now I mean, again, we started off with a 1 month, 3 month trial, and now I just signed them for another 6 months. So obviously you have to be good at what you do to retain these people. But it's just the foot in the door. It's just the foot in the door, and it doesn't matter what your competition is charging. It doesn't matter any of that. If they trust you, then they'll pay like what you ask. If it's not extraordinary, if it's not exorbitant, they'll pay what you ask. So, and then we did the 3-month lead reactivation, they just signed for another 6 months and they added 3 more projects. So that's the way it turned out. So they're giving me the list. I'm writing the emails and I'm using Lemlist and sending out emails to people who use their program.
So